Hello everyone. In last video we had our discussions on how we can create our own VPCs, and then we discussed about how we can launch EC2 instances in them by configuring public subnets, private subnets, and creating the internet gateway. So we launched our instance in public subnet. Now what if we want to launch our instances in the private subnet? So there is a concept of Bastion host, that is what we are going to discuss today. So Bastion hosts are nothing but they are the EC2 instances that we have launched in public subnets. We can consider them as Bastion hosts if we are thinking of using them in that manner. So what Bastion host does is it basically SSH into our private EC2 instances, and then we can perform actions into our private instances. So this is a somewhat concept of Bastion host. So now look into it, like how we can implement it. So if I go into my instances that we had launched, as you can see, this is the running instance. This is what we had launched in our public subnet A. If I scroll down there and see public subnet A, now what we are going to do is we are going to name it as Bastion host. Alright, so this is done. Now I'll launch another instance and give a key pair. You can create one if you don't have one. You can click over here and you can give the name and download it. So you'll need a key pair for that. What you'll do is next go to the network setting, use demo VPC that we have been using, and here as it is showing private subnet, I'll keep it as that. You don't need to assign a public IP to this. Okay, you need to create a security group. For this I'll name it as private SG because we are using it privately, and instead of SSH from anywhere as we have been doing, what we'll do is we'll go to custom and I'll pass the demo SG. This was the security group that we had created for the for our instance in the public subnet. If I go over here and you see, this is basically allowing from anywhere to SSH into it. And if I go to our EC2 instances, okay, wait, so if I go into our EC2 instances, let me first create it, then I'll show you. So I have mentioned the security group over here. Now I won't have to do anything, I can just launch instance. So it's being created. Okay, so I was talking about this. So as you can see over here, if I go to security and scroll down, you see the demo SG security group is associated with the Bastion host. Okay, and it has all the it has allowed to be accessed from anywhere. Okay, so let's wait for it to start running. Okay, so our instance is running, it is initializing. For now I'll try to connect to my Bastion host. So I'll scroll down and connect. You can use SSH terminal also, whatever you feel comfortable with. Now the key pair that you have downloaded, you'll need it, so keep it handy. What you need to do is you need to go inside your Bastion host and then write, you can use VI nano, whatever you prefer. You'll mention the key pair name and enter. Then you'll simply copy the text file, simply copy it and paste it over here. Once this is done, save it, and then you need to change the permission to it. So what you'll do is give it the permissions, and then once this is done, you will do SSH EC2 user you will pass the private IP. So if I go over here, you can see that it only has the private IP, it doesn't have the public IP. So I'll simply copy it, I'll paste it over here, and then /i and test.pim. Click yes, and as you can see, this is the IP that we passed, and it was able to log into it successfully over here. So this is overall view of Bastion host, how we can use it to SSH into our private private EC2 instances. However, even if we try to access internet over this, we won't be able to, because it is not accessible over internet. So this is something that we'll be going over in the next lecture. So thank you. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe.